Imagine yourself at 80 years old. One quiet morning, you open your front door and step outside without hesitation. The air feels cool and fresh, and your body responds naturally. You walk forward without reaching for a cane, without looking for support, without fear creeping into your thoughts. You step down the stairs with calm control, your legs steady, your balance sure. Aging did not take this moment from you. You protected it. This is not a fantasy or wishful thinking. For millions of older adults in Japan, this kind of independence is a normal part of daily life. Japan is home to one of the longest living populations in the world, but longevity there is not just about living longer. It is about living well. Men and women in their 80s and 90s still walk to nearby shops, climb stairs in their homes, tend to small gardens, and move through their day without constant assistance. They do not rely on intense workouts, expensive equipment, or complicated routines. Instead, they rely on small, consistent habits that quietly support the body year after year. These habits are simple, practical, and deeply respectful of the aging body. In Japanese hospitals and senior communities, certain movements are practiced daily, not after injury, but long before problems begin. They are used as prevention, not rehabilitation. These exercises take very little time and almost no space, yet they protect the systems that matter most as we age. Balance, leg strength, coordination, joint control, and the connection between the brain and the body are all gently trained through these movements. What makes them powerful is not intensity, but consistency. Just a few minutes each day can make a noticeable difference in how safe and confident you feel when you move. There is another benefit that often goes unnoticed. When you feel physically steady, your mind feels calmer. Fear of falling is one of the biggest reasons older adults stop moving as much as they should. Once that fear takes hold, activity decreases, muscles weaken, and confidence fades. These gentle daily movements help break that cycle. They remind the body how to respond, how to adjust, how to stay upright and alert. Over time, movement becomes natural again instead of cautious. You may have seen exercises like these before, but today you will learn why they work and how they fit together. Each movement has a purpose supported by science and shaped by a culture that views aging not as decline, but as refinement. These are not exercises meant to exhaust you. They are meant to support you, protect you, and keep you engaged with your life. Before we begin, take a moment to connect. Let me know where you are watching from by leaving a comment with your name and location. It matters to me to know where your journey towards strength, confidence, and independence begins. In Japan, balance is often treated as a vital sign of aging, just like blood pressure or heart rate. There is a quiet test used in hospitals and senior centers that reveals more about a person's future mobility than most people realize. It is not a machine or a medical scan. It is the simple ability to stand on one leg. How long you can hold that position tells doctors a great deal about fall risk, brain health, and overall independence as the years go on. Standing on one leg may look easy, but it demands complex communication between the brain and the body. Your eyes, inner ear, joints, muscles, and nervous system must work together in perfect timing. This coordination is controlled by the brain, not just the legs. Research has shown that adults over 60 who struggle to maintain balance, even for short periods, are more likely to have silent vascular changes in the brain and reduced cognitive processing. Balance in this sense is a form of brain training. When you lift one foot off the ground, the body is forced to wake up systems that often become lazy with age. The small stabilizing muscles around the ankles, knees, hips, and core are activated. At the same time, the brain sharpens its awareness of position and movement, a sense known as proprioception. This awareness is essential for navigating stairs, curbs, uneven floors, and sudden shifts in direction. Without regular challenge, these pathways weaken. With gentle daily practice, they become responsive again. In Japanese senior communities, standing on one leg is practiced calmly and without pressure. It is not about pushing limits or proving strength. It is about reminding the body how to stay organized and alert. Seniors often perform this movement while waiting for water to boil or brushing their teeth, turning it into a natural part of daily life. Over time, this small habit builds confidence. Walking feels lighter, movements feel more controlled. The fear of losing balance slowly fades. To practice safely, always place yourself near a stable surface like a chair, wall, or countertop. Stand tall with your eyes looking forward. Gently lift one foot just a few inches off the ground and hold the position for as long as feels comfortable. This may be 5 seconds at first, and that is perfectly fine. With time, many people work up to 10, 20, or even 30 seconds. Lightly touching the support with your fingertips is allowed. Safety always comes first. Switch sides and repeat 2 or 3 times per leg. Practice once or twice daily. There is no rush and no competition. Progress happens quietly. Within a few weeks, many people notice that stairs feel less intimidating. Standing from a chair feels steadier, and quick adjustments come more naturally. This simple act is not just about preventing falls. It is about preserving dignity, confidence, and the freedom to move through life with trust in your own body. Walking is one of the most natural human movements, yet it is often the first skill to lose confidence with as we age. Many older adults begin to shorten their steps, widen their stance, or rush forward slightly out of fear of losing balance. These small changes may feel protective, but over time they actually increase instability and raise the risk of falls. In Japan, careful attention is given to how a person walks, not just how much they walk. Heel-to-toe walking is used as a simple but powerful way to retrain balance, coordination, and confidence after the age of 60. When you walk heel-to-toe in a straight line, your body is required to make constant micro-adjustments. Each step challenges the brain to process information from the eyes, inner ear, joints, and muscles at the same time. This activates the cerebellum, the part of the brain responsible for coordination and smooth movement. Research has shown that balance-focused walking helps strengthen neural connections, improve walking symmetry, and reduce the fear of falling, which is one of the biggest psychological barriers to healthy aging. This movement also awakens muscles that are often underused in daily life. The ankles learn to stabilize, the hips learn to guide motion, and the core learns to support posture. These are the muscles that protect you when stepping onto uneven ground, climbing stairs, or walking on wet or gravel surfaces. Instead of relying on speed or tension, heel-to-toe walking teaches the body to stay organized and calm while moving forward. It is not about walking faster. It is about walking better. In Japanese wellness traditions, this practice is seen as cultivating grace in motion. Seniors are encouraged to walk with awareness, not urgency. This creates a sense of control that carries into everyday life. Walking stops feeling like a task and begins to feel like a skill again. Confidence grows because the body remembers how to respond when balance is challenged. To practice, choose a clear path inside your home or along a quiet hallway. Stand tall and relax your shoulders. Extend your arms slightly out to the sides if needed for balance. Place one heel directly in front of the toes of the opposite foot, creating a straight line. Take slow, deliberate steps, focusing on control rather than distance. 5 to 10 steps in one direction are enough to begin. When you reach the end, pause, turn around carefully, and repeat. If balance feels uncertain, hover one hand near a wall or chair without gripping it tightly. The goal is support, not dependence. Practice this walk once or twice each day. Over time, many people notice that their steps feel smoother, their posture improves, and everyday walking feels less stressful. This simple exercise does more than train balance. It restores trust between the brain and the body, allowing movement to feel natural, confident, and secure again. As we grow older, one of the most important abilities to protect is the power to lower and lift our own body. Standing up from a chair, climbing stairs, getting out of bed, or rising from the floor all depend on strong legs and stable hips. In Japan, doctors and caregivers often say that the ability to squat is closely linked to independence. This is not a cultural saying alone. It is supported by decades of research showing that leg strength is one of the strongest predictors of mobility, fall prevention, and quality of life after the age of 70. Squatting engages the largest and most important muscles in the lower body, including the thighs, hips, and glutes. These muscles support the knees, stabilize the pelvis, and help absorb impact when we walk or change direction. Squats also stimulate circulation through the hip and knee joints, delivering nutrients that keep cartilage healthier and joints more comfortable. However, traditional deep squats can place excessive stress on aging knees and hips, especially for those with stiffness, arthritis, or limited mobility. This is why Japanese senior programs emphasize the half squat instead. The half squat offers the same functional benefits while being far more joint-friendly. By only lowering part of the way, the muscles are activated without forcing the joints into painful positions. This allows older adults to build strength safely and gradually. In senior centers across Japan, half squats are often practiced slowly, with calm breathing, reinforcing the idea that strength and control matter more than speed or intensity. Each repetition becomes a deliberate act of self-support rather than a struggle. To practice the half squat, begin by standing with your feet about shoulder-width apart. Keep your chest lifted and your spine tall. Extend your arms gently in front of you to help with balance. Slowly bend your knees and hips as if you are sitting back onto an invisible chair. Lower only to a point that feels comfortable and controlled, usually about halfway down. Pause briefly, then press through your heels to return to standing. The movement should feel smooth and steady, not rushed. It is important to keep the knees aligned and avoid letting them move far past the toes. Placing a sturdy chair behind you can provide reassurance and a safety reference. Aim for 8 to 10 repetitions, resting as needed. Over time, this movement strengthens the muscles needed for daily tasks like standing, walking, and climbing stairs. It also improves circulation to the lower joints, helping reduce stiffness and discomfort. Practice consistently. Half squats restore confidence in your legs. They remind the body that it is capable of supporting itself. This strength carries into everyday life, making simple actions feel easier and safer. One controlled movement at a time, independence is reinforced and preserved through deliberate practice. As we age, attention often goes to the large muscles of the legs and hips. But in Japanese elder care, the smallest joints are treated with equal respect. The ankles, though often overlooked, play a critical role in balance, stability, and fall prevention. Every step you take begins at the ankle. When ankle mobility and strength decline, the body loses its first line of defense against sudden changes in surface, direction, or speed. In Japan, there is a common understanding that when ankle function weakens, the rest of the body must work harder to compensate, increasing the risk of missteps and injury. Ankles are responsible for adjusting to uneven ground, stabilizing the body when stepping off a curb, and helping you recover quickly if you stumble. Research has shown that reduced ankle flexibility and strength are closely linked to slower walking speed and higher fall risk in older adults. Yet ankle care requires no equipment, no floor exercises, and very little time. Simple ankle rotations help lubricate the joint, improve circulation, and reactivate the small stabilizing muscles that respond during sudden movements. In Japanese wellness routines, ankle movements are considered foundational maintenance. They are not treated as stretching or warm-ups, but as protection. Rotating the ankles daily helps preserve joint health and keeps reflexes sharp. This quiet practice trains the body to respond smoothly instead of stiffly, which can make the difference between a quick recovery and a dangerous fall. To practice, sit comfortably in a chair with your spine upright and relaxed. Gently lift one foot a few inches off the floor. Slowly rotate the ankle in a controlled circle, focusing on smooth movement rather than speed. Complete 10 rotations in one direction, then reverse for 10 more. Keep the knee still and let the motion come from the ankle joint itself. Switch sides and repeat. This can also be done standing while holding onto a chair or counter for support. Practicing once or twice daily is enough to see benefits over time. These movements may seem small, but their effects are meaningful. Improved ankle mobility leads to quicker balance recovery, smoother walking, and greater confidence on uneven surfaces. Combined with the previous exercises, they complete a system that supports the entire lower body from the ground up. As with any movement routine for adults over 60, safety and personalization matter. If you have severe arthritis, recent joint surgery, dizziness, or neurological conditions, consult a healthcare professional before beginning. Pain is not a challenge to push through. It is a signal to adjust or pause. These exercises are most effective when practiced gently and consistently, not aggressively. In Japan, these movements are often compared to daily hygiene. They are not meant to tire you out, but to preserve function. Now imagine two paths forward. In one, fear slowly limits movement and independence fades quietly. In the other, steady legs and responsive joints allow you to move freely through your home and community. The difference is not luck, it is intention. These simple exercises retrain balance, posture, joint control, and the connection between brain and body. They restore confidence and reinforce independence, one small practice at a time. Longevity is not only about adding years to life, it is about adding life to every step you take today.